Our next speaker is Mr. Robert Hans, President of iOS Partners. Mr. Hans.
Thank you. Sorry, trying to get off of mute. First of all, good morning or good afternoon, wherever you may be. It's a pleasure to be here with you. I would like to thank the Guyanese Chamber and especially Wesley Curtin for providing me with this opportunity to talk with you. And I think it's a wonderful group of speakers and anxious to know who are the participants. So at some point, if it's possible to get a list of those, that would be great as well. I'd like to echo John's comments regarding the opportunity for Guyana and the Guyanese economy. I think that not to take advantage of to the detriment of other nations, but Guyana's economy, as a result of its burgeoning oil and gas revenues, give them an opportunity. That, combined with the new government that has an opportunity to define its strategies, policies, to really make this a kind of coming out party over the next 5 to 10 to 20 years for Guyana. Let me first perhaps briefly talk to you a bit about who I am and our organization. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. As Wesley mentioned, I'm the CEO of EOS Partners. EOS is a multidisciplinary economic development consulting organization. We've been around for over 20 years and have worked in over 130 countries. One of our core competencies is helping countries define their strategies to attract investment, increase trade, and address rigidities in their trade facilitation processes, identifying and eliminating barriers and constraints to trade. We have worked literally all over the world. We have a couple of ongoing projects in Guyana, one of them in particular addressed to trade and investment promotion and facilitation. But likewise, we have worked with many of the leading trade and investment promotion organizations, as well as ministries of trade, as they try to eliminate barriers to trade. And one of our core competencies has been to help governments establish single windows for trade, which basically facilitates reducing the time it takes, the costs, the processes, kind of making it much more seamless and digitalizing as possible. And we work very closely with many different institutions, including the WTO, the WCO in terms of customs. And we're anxious to expand our work in Guyana to address that. And there is some pending procurements in that regard. The ongoing work that we're doing in Guyana is funded by the Inter-American Development Bank and is focused on a redesign of Go Invest trade and investment framework. And we started the work, I think it was toward the end of last year, and it is still ongoing, and we're very excited about being able to shape this new framework to the visions of the new administration and the new CEO of Go Invest. One of the things that I discussed quite briefly is the development of a single window for trade. This will potentially help reduce the time it takes to trade, the number of of institutions involved, the costs, and so forth. And I think this is specifically important in the case of Guyana, because Guyana is currently ranked 151st out of roughly 190 nations in the World Bank's Doing Business indicator specific for trading across borders. I don't know if you can see the screen, and it should show you the ranking of Guyana. I believe there's a tremendous opportunity to improve this and make it easier for Guyanese exporters, both for traditional products and especially for non-traditional products, to improve their exports, including to the U.S. I know many of you probably are familiar with this data, but just to refresh our memories and have it handy, I'm showing it here. Last year, Guyana, and I'm assuming that probably this year will be worse, but Guyana shipped $939 million worth of goods around the globe. This is a 36% decrease from 2018 and a 27% decrease from 2015. They provide some additional data of where the major markets are. I think that's pretty clear. And Guyana's top exports are, as defined below, to a large degree, gold and precious metals and so forth are the main exports, and then it further goes down to show which are the other exports that are the main exports in the country. And I think that, as I understand at least, this event is really to kind of focus on promoting non-traditional exports. So I've identified a number of what I understand to be the burgeoning non-traditional exports for the country, and some of these are in fact already quite prevalent, and I believe that there's tremendous opportunities to increase the amount of exports. What I wanted to mention is this is over the last 10 to 20 years, and I think continuing further, you're seeing a significant change in supply chains in terms of a lot of goods are being sold online, and I think that there, however, remains an opportunity to create interactions between buyers, importers in the U.S. One of the things that we did significantly while we were working in Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Jamaica, and elsewhere is to try to create partnerships with U.S. importers and distributors, and including participation in trade fairs and shows, which unfortunately this year have to a large degree become virtual. And frankly, these types of interactions are much better done on a person-to-person, in-person kind of a basis than being done virtually. It's very difficult to do that. So I strongly encourage interested exporters to give serious consideration to attending these shows. I also believe that Go Invest will be reinvigorated soon in terms of its export promotion activities, and will be a very important resource and point of access to these potential exporters or current exporters. I also strongly encourage exporters to organize. I know that there has been, and I'm not sure what the status is, of the Non-Traditional Agricultural Exporters Association in in Guyana. I know that it existed at one point, and there was attempts to resurrect it, but I'm not sure where things stand. But it's always easy, you know, if you're, for example, a cashew exporter, or it's better to work together and rather than trying to do things individually. So I hope that this presentation was of some value to you all, and I'm happy to respond to any questions or any additional information. And on this screen is my contact information, and I will put that into the chat as well, just in case. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure, and look forward to continuing on the call.